Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author in front of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Donald Wilczynski on the line, and he is Chief Revenue Officer over at FineTech Business Solutions. Don, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you, Adam.
All right, so excited to get into today's topics. A lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, executives listening, and we're going to talk about payment challenges for businesses. But before we get into that, let's go a little bit further into what you're doing over at FineTech Business Solutions. Tell us a little bit more about the company, please.
Certainly. FineTech was established by a 23-year payment veteran at David Finette, and he established the company really based on three principles: providing exceptional products, great pricing, and most importantly, fantastic customer service. We've been in business now for 5 years, and during that time, we have about a little short of 4,000 clients across the Southeast and some scattered across all the states in the country. And we really have set ourselves apart by being a boutique customer, likes to customize our solutions, not necessarily sell an out-of-the-box payment solution, and provide customized service to meet every one of our clients' needs. So we handle a diverse group of businesses, everything from your standard retail restaurant, business to business, to some of your more sophisticated online solutions and integrated payment suites as well.
So, Don, at the end of this, I'm going to give you the opportunity to leave contact information so some of the business owners listening can connect with you and your team, just to make sure that the right types of companies and or clients connect. What are the type of, is there any particular industry or size of business? Do you work with the small ones, large ones, everything in between? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely, Adam. We do not discriminate. We'll take anybody that's from startup with just $1 of processing needs all the way up to a client that may need $1 billion in transaction volume. We do not discriminate. The only industry we tend to steer away from is the adult entertainment business. It's something we prefer not to write. Other than that, if your business does anything else, if you're listening, we're going to be more than happy to help you.
Fantastic. And so I think that's also a great transition. So let's get into today's topic. And I want to give that overview so that people know that you're coming from the benefit of experience working with all different types of businesses, including sizes of businesses. So payment challenges that businesses are facing. Tell us, where do you want to begin with that one?
You know, Adam, there's really three ways to look at payments. To keep it really simple, you have a consumer that's going to extend some type of payment to you, whether that be card, check, virtual card, purchase card. There's multiple card types that run from debit to rewards and T&E cards, and all of them have a more sophisticated pricing structure as you kind of go from simplistic in debit all the way on out to the most complex in purchase cards. You know, that's part one. You have a consumer that's going to offer some form of payment. And I don't want to just discriminate against anything other than cash, but, you know, we do even have solutions that can help you track and monitor the cash that's coming in, as well as handle ACH payments. In the middle, you have another part of the business that is constantly in flux as well, and that's security. And constantly in flux in that there's more and more requirements to ensure that data in transit and data at rest, or card authorization to card data at auth and approval, and if you are doing recurring payments, so data at rest, needs to be stored. And the security requirements are only increasing each and every year. And as that security has changed and evolved, so too has the plastic. I mean, you used to have just a card you used to look up on it. For those that are maybe a little more mature in the audience, you may remember going to a retail place and somebody looked up a card information in a book. Well, now you have it all on a chip on a card. And so that chip and pin technology, EMV, was designed to help make a transaction more secure. That has implications into how you accept cards as well, and potentially even the price at which you accept it. And then lastly, you get into solutions. As the payment, as the consumer behavior or type of transaction they want to run changes, to the level of security and information needed to pass through in the card itself to make an authorization happen, it extends all the way into the solution itself. So whether you need a wireless payment, a mobile payment, an e-com payment, or face-to-face payment where you insert a card, enter a PIN number, all those things create flexibility and changes into how you look at security and pricing. So your solution has to adapt to the way in which the consumer wants to buy. So those are really the three things as you think about, simplifying payments. It really gets down to how is the consumer going to pay? What are they using? How secure is it? How fast are they looking to have? How fast are you looking to have those funds safely and securely transacted? And then ultimately, what way do you want to accept it? Do you want to do it contactless, insert, or virtually?
What kind of, you have a unique vantage point, having that, working with a lot of different types of businesses, seeing a lot of different setups. What kind of trends are you noticing in payments? It could be technology or otherwise that excite you. Like, what's this? You're like, man, this is cool. This is good. This is just going to help our clients even more. Like, what gets you fired up, Don?
That's, Adam, this is really an exciting time. Yeah, and it's also scary. COVID-19 has created a lot of things for us, but one thing it did is it put payments in the forefront and has forced usage of technology that has been in existence for quite a few years. So, for example, the one that excites me the most, and this is going to stay for a long time to come, is contactless. So people that want to be able to do the Apple Pay and use their mobile wallets, that is going to push forward at a much faster rate than ever before and become the new norm. And I'll just share this. I don't know if people really know this, Adam, and maybe you do, but I have found a lot of people didn't, that the mobile payment is actually the most secure form of payment, because not only is your phone encrypted and then the data within your mobile wallet encrypted, but then so too is the transaction. So you have multiple levels of encryption going through that really make that the most secure form of payment. And what's crazy about that is people will, if you lose your mobile phone, within 5 minutes, you're going to respond and try to figure out either A, shut it off, or B, find it. When you lose your wallet, the average person that loses their wallet doesn't realize they lost their wallet for 24 hours.
Oh, man, I'm so guilty on this one. I'm so guilty on this, Don. And not only that, but even when you realize it in 24 hours, then you're like, it's probably in the washer machine or the dryer. I'll get it later. Like, I'm not leaving the house. I'm so guilty of that. I'm so guilty. And then 2 days later, you go to buy something. You're like, oh, my wallet, what? I'm like, especially because you do so many things on Amazon and other things. And then you finally call, and you're like, oh, my gosh, Don. First off, I didn't know that about the encryption in terms of the phone and that being the most secure thing. So thank you for sharing that, and it makes perfect sense when you say it. It's common sense once you say it and once you hear it. But the second part, I'm like, man, guilty as charged on both of those, Don. You're killing me today. It's good stuff, though.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's really the hottest segment in the business is contactless, and it will be. Like I said, it's going to be staying around for a while.
So, Don, that being said, a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives listen to this, as I mentioned. If somebody wants to learn more about FineTech Business Solutions or to connect with you and your team, what's the best way for them to reach out and to learn more?
Fantastic. The first place you can always look is our website, www.finetechinc.com. For me, you can contact me at don@finetechinc.com. And then we do have a lot of information out there on Facebook, social media, Instagram, and even Twitter, and LinkedIn. So feel free to take a look. We post a lot of great information about solutions, security, and payments, along with some other tips about how to run your business on a day-to-day basis, because we have interacted with thousands and thousands of clients throughout our career. So. And more importantly, our current client base. So there's always information out there to learn and be able to take and apply to your own business.
Man, great stuff, Don. Well, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about some of the challenges that businesses are facing in payment solutions and how they can alleviate those challenges, and also the great work you're doing over at FineTech Business Solutions. So all good stuff there. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, and if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments in the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Don, thanks again for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciated the invitation.